Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter and the chapter name is alternating current and it's a very important chapter if you consider the IEC curriculum because very often they have asked question from this chapter. Okay. So what exactly is alternating current? I will just give you an overview of that and then we will proceed with the actual content of this chapter. Just to keep it as simple as possible, now just imagine you have this as a magnetic field region. This as a magnetic field region over here, and just imagine that there is a loop here which is being dragged inside. Now, as the loop is dragged inside, the flux will keep on increasing, due to which the induced current which will be developed will be counterclockwise because the field is inside the board. And this counterclockwise current will be developed till the entire loop gets inside the magnetic field region. After that, the flux will not change. Now, just imagine if I reciprocate, if I reverse the motion of this loop, and now I started taking it out. As I start taking it out, the flux starts decreasing. So now the current will be clockwise. Correct? So what has happened here? When you take it in, it's anti-clockwise. When you take it out, it is clockwise. Now just imagine you are doing this regularly or continuously. If you continuously do this, what you will get? You will get a alternating current. Correct? That means the current direction will keep on changing after a given interval of time. The same thing happens at the place where electricity is generated. The only difference is it's not as simple as that. In that, the armature, the entire coil structure is not moved in or moved out, rather it is rotated in the magnetic field, and that creates the same effect of reversal of direction of current. Okay, so alternating current by definition, it is that kind of current whose magnitude or whose value increases from 0 to a peak value and whose direction changes periodically. Okay, that is the definition of alternating current. So the alternating current which we are going to justify over here in this chapter is the current which is generated in the at the power station, and that current has a equation of I is equal to I naught sine omega t. This is the equation of alternating current. Similarly, the EMF will be equal to E naught sine omega t. So we call this as alternating voltage and this we call as alternating current. Even I equals to I naught cos omega t is also alternating current, and similarly E is equal to E naught cos omega t is also an alternating voltage. How does this graph look like? This graph looks like a sinusoidal graph like this, and this graph looks like a cosine graph like this. Okay, so you can see here the current starts from 0 and attains a peak and then starts going down back to 0, and then it reverses the direction. So if I consider this to be I or E, and then this will be your omega t. Similarly, this is your I or E, and this is your omega t. What is omega here? Omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T, that is angular velocity or angular frequency. What is T here? T here is the time period. Time period of one rotation. As I told you, the armature is rotated inside. So time period is time taken to complete one rotation of the armature, and if you compare that with the graph, it is the same time it takes to complete one cycle. This is called one cycle. So from here, if I consider this as 0 time, then over here when it reaches over here, this time is t and this is your halfway, t by 2. And then the cycle repeats. So when it completes one cycle, then the cycle repeats. So t here is also the time taken to complete one cycle over here. So what is 1 by t? 1 by t will be equal to your f. What is f? F, as you know, it is frequency. That is number of cycles in 1 second. Okay. In India, this frequency value is 50 Hz. This is very important 1 marks question. In India, that the current at which we generate, the frequency at which we generate the electricity has a frequency of 50 Hz. Very important data over here. Now let's move ahead with this. just imagine if you are wondering from where this omega t thing is coming from, where this sine function is coming and all, just think in this manner. Okay, suppose this is my loop and this is the area vector of the loop pointing in this direction, and say that the field is also in this direction. So what is the angle between area vector and field? Area vector and field is 0 degree. So what is the flux? Flux will be is equal to BA cos 0 degree. Right? That is equal to just B times of A. Now just imagine if I rotate the loop. Now just imagine that this is my area vector A. Okay, and this is the axis of rotation. Now just imagine if I rotate it. If I rotate this, so earlier this purple pen and the marker are in the same direction, and now I am rotating it. So if I am rotating it, if you can see over here, okay, just see it over here. They are in the same direction. Now I am rotating it. So as soon as I rotate it, I can see an angle formed between them. You see the angle, there is an angle formed between them. So it was like this, and now I am rotating it. Okay. So as the loop rotates, the angle is created, and now that angle is equal to omega times of t, where omega is the angular velocity with which you are rotating. So what is the new flux now? New flux will be is equal to BA cos omega t. And what will happen to if you have to find the EMF? EMF is equal to d phi by dt, and that is equal to BA omega sin omega t. Differentiation of cos is minus, and there is one more minus over here, so it becomes minus of minus, and then it becomes plus, and hence you will get BA omega sin omega t. And this BAW is called the peak current, I naught sin omega t. And hence, we are finding EMF, so this is called E naught. So BA omega is called E naught, where A is area of the loop, okay, B is the magnetic field, and omega is the angular frequency or angular velocity. So this BAW is your E naught, okay, and hence we have created the alternating potential. And if I say that the loop has some resistance, or the transmission line has some resistance, then your I will be is equal to EMF by R, and that is equal to BAW divided by R multiplied by sin omega t, and this value is called I naught sin omega t. Okay, so this is how the whole the entire story of what we call the generation of electricity, and hence I have justified that what I am dealing here is as I naught sin omega t is a proven fact that we have to use I equal to I naught sin omega t. Now moving ahead. So let us start with this I is equal to I naught sin omega t. And as I say that it's a alternating current, so it has a graph. It is like this. This is my I and this is my omega t. Or you can just write t also, doesn't matter. If I just write as t, then this will be 0, this will be t by 2, and this will be your t. We call that as one full cycle. At any time t, whatever current you are calculating from this equation, that current is called instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. That means current at that instant. Okay. But what I want to find some very few interesting results, and those are called average current. What is the average current over full cycle? What is the RMS current? Because another term is coming up is RMS, and I will tell you why we have to study the concept of RMS. Let us start first finding the concept of average current. Okay. So if in one cycle it has a fluctuation from 0 to maximum, and then again goes to minimum, then goes again to the negative side. So what is the average of all this? Okay, the average is important for us. That in one cycle how much overall I am getting. So let us try to find the average. Now for any function f of x, if you have to find the average of that function, it has one very simple formula, that is called integral of fx dx divided by dx over a cycle. Let us say from 0 to x, 0 to x. So I can find, this is the general formula of finding average. Okay, if you have to justify that with the average velocity, you can think about this. Now average velocity, if I just remember the formula for average velocity is total displacement by total time taken. Now suppose if I have the velocity as a function of time t, then what will I get? If I have to find the average of this, if you follow the function depends on x, function depends on time. So here I will write V dt divided by integral of dt. Now what is this V dt? Distance, velocity multiplied by small time, small displacement. When you integrate, you get the complete displacement. So this whole thing is total displacement by total time. Correct? Justified. So average function has this formula. This is the formula to find average of any function. Now let's try to use this formula into this. I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So if I have I as I naught sin omega t, remember what is my I? My I is a function of time t. Okay. So in order to find the average of this, I will rely on the function I multiplied by dt divided by integral of dt. And let us say I want to find for the full cycle. So I want to find for the full cycle. This is equal to I average. I dt. What is I? I is I naught sin omega t dt divided by integral of dt, full cycle 0 to t, full cycle 0 to t. Now what is the integral of sine function? Integral of sine function is minus cosine function. Okay. So the rule says that it will become minus cos. So I will put a minus sign over here, cos omega t, and then the omega comes in the denominator. Okay, this is the formula which we follow. Those who have maths, they know that this is correct. Those who are having those who are studying science without maths, I mean, this is the best way you can remember the formula, that coefficient of t will come in the denominator. Just the opposite way we do in the differentiation. The coefficient of time comes in the numerator. Okay, so this is. And then you have to put the boundary. Boundary from where to where? From 0 to t. Divided by integral of dt is t, and then 0 to t. And now allow me to rub. So coming from that side now. Coming from that step over here. I average will be equal to minus I naught. And now take this omega over here. And then in the denominator you have 0 to t, so that becomes t minus 0 over here. And now this one, the first one. So upper boundary means cos omega capital T minus cos omega 0, because lower boundary is 0. So upper boundary mein you are putting the small t as capital T, and the lower boundary mein you are putting small t as 0. So small t 0 means the entire thing becomes 0. So this becomes 0. Now this is equal to minus I naught omega cos omega t. Let's see what is cos. Omega is 2 pi by t, as I justified earlier, minus cos 0 is 1, and divided by t. Now this t and this t will get cancelled out. So what will you get? You will get minus I naught divided by omega cos 2 pi minus 1 divided by t. What is cos 2 pi? If you see the graph of cos 2 pi is again 1. Okay, so this is again equal to 1. So minus I naught by omega into t, and this is 1 minus 1. And how much is that 1 minus 1? This is equal to minus I naught divided by omega, and this is 1 minus 1 divided by t. T I can write along with omega also. What is 1 minus 1? 0. So what we have got? We have found that the average value of current is 0. That is very important. I could have just given you the answer right away. If I take it is 0, and nobody is going to ask you to prove also. But I wanted to give you the entire reason over here, and that's the reason why I have come to this conclusion. I have proved to you that for an average current over a full cycle is 0. Please make a note. Average current over one full cycle, average value of current is 0. Now let's try to understand why it is 0 here. This is very important again, that why we have to understand why it is 0. Now when we do integration, what we do? Basically we find the area under the graph, right? That is the whole geometrical significance of integration. We find the area of a given graph. Now the function which I have taken has a graph which looks like this. Now when I take this graph and I want to find the area, basically I am finding area over here, and then I am finding area over here. So this is my positive area and this is my negative area. So when I do for full cycle, what I have done? I have clubbed together the positive area and negative area. So whole area, the net area becomes 0. And obviously that function will have average value of 0, and hence the current has average value of 0. This is the reason why when we wish to calculate average current, average current we don't find over full cycle. we find average current for half cycle. That means not from 0 to t, but only from 0 to t by 2. Okay. So I am starting a new derivation now, and the heading of new derivation is, to take a note of this, and now you start a new derivation, average current. Okay, from where to where? From 0 to t by 2. Okay, half cycle. So what are the things which it will change over here? So when we define, so I'll just rub the essential quantities over here. So it has started from here, come to this point, I am finding the average, this is t by 2, 0 to t by 2, this is t by 2, correct? Lower boundary 0, upper boundary t by 2, this is t by 2, 0 to t by 2, this is t by 2, this one is t by 2, this one is t by 2. From that side, come over here, come over here. So I am going to put the boundary over here, so this becomes t by 2, this becomes t by 2, okay? And now I will rub this, and now I will continue from here. So remember what is omega? Omega is 2 pi by t. So minus I naught divided by omega. Omega is 2 pi by t multiplied by t by 2. So t gets cancelled out. What is happening in the numerator? Cos. What is omega? Omega is 2 pi by t into t by 2 minus cos 0. Cos 0 is how much? Okay, in the next step I am going to put cos 0. This is equal to, now t has gone out, so you have this one as minus 1, minus I naught by 2 pi, and 1 1 2 will also get cancelled out. Okay, so you will get here as minus I naught by pi. Okay, and this t gets cancelled out, 2 gets cancelled out, so here you will get cos pi. Okay, t and t, 2 and 2 will get cancelled out, only pi remains here. So cos pi minus cos 0. And that is equal to minus I naught divided by pi. Cos pi is minus 1 and cos 0 is 1. So whole thing now becomes minus 2, minus minus becomes plus. So you will get the value of 2 I naught by pi. And hence we have got our first formula, that is I average is equal to 2 I naught by pi. Similarly, I can find EMF average, which is equal to 2 E naught by pi. Now please make one thing again very clear in mind. The average value which we have got is not for full cycle. It is for how much cycle? It is for a cycle from 0 to t by 2. And make a note that for full cycle it is 0. So start the heading from here, start the derivation from here, go till here, come over here, put the data, get the answer, and this is the highlight, the result highlight. Okay? Now, moving ahead, what is the next thing which we are going to find now? The next thing which we are going to find now is RMS current, root mean square current. I will first derive the entire value of RMS current, and then I will tell you the significance why we have to study the concept of RMS current. Okay, so let's start first. As a derivation purpose, let's find the RMS current. Now, what exactly is RMS? R stands for root, then it goes to mean, and then it goes to square. But what is the step? The step to find RMS current is first find the square, second I will put the arrow mark, opposite direction. First find the square of the function, then find the mean of the function, and then take a root of the function, and the answer becomes RMS current. Okay, root mean square current. Start with the function. What is the function? The function of current is I is equal to I naught sine omega t. Okay, square it. So if I square it, it becomes I naught square sine square omega t. Now let's see the graph of sine omega t. Sine omega t has a graph like this. This is my sine omega t function, correct? What about sine square function? Sine square function, square makes everything positive. So square means even the lower part will come at the top. So you can see here the area has come in the first quadrant. That means the average current, the square of the average of the square current we can find for full cycle now. We cannot find for sin omega t, but since we are finding the square, the average of the square function, when you make it square, it entire thing becomes at the top. So when the entire thing comes at the top, that means very safely I can find the average of the square function over a full cycle. Okay, so we are going to find for a full cycle. Now write the formula. What is the formula? If I have to find the average of this function, that means the formula says I square dt divided by integral of dt. From where to where? From 0 to t, and this also from 0 to t. This is equal to. Now write the formula for I square. I square is a formula of I naught square and then sine square omega t dt divided by integral of dt from 0 to t, from 0 to t. Okay. Now here we are going to use a formula. The formula is this. Cos 2 theta has a formula which says 1 minus sine square theta. So this implies sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Sorry, this is 2 sine square theta. Okay, so this is the formula which mathematics students might be knowing, and this formula is what we use in integration of sine square function in mathematics also. This is the formula which we use. So if I use this formula over here, my I square average function will now look like as I naught square. Put the value of sine square, take this 2 outside, so you bring this 2 outside, and then you have integral of 1, that is 1, that's only dt, minus, it is only dt here, and then minus cos 2 omega t dt, and then integral of this. And at the denominator what we have? At the denominator we have integral of dt. From 0 to t, and then this is also from 0 to t. Okay, you might be having, you may end up getting confused, so I will write this again as a whole. So integral of 1 minus cos 2 omega t dt from 0 to t, and 2 has come over here, and in the denominator we have integral of dt from 0 to t, and this is equal to I naught square by 2. See, integral of dt is t, so I'll just write here as t. Okay, 0 minus t minus 0 is t. That is very obvious part over here. So I have to focus on this denominator one. So what will I do? I will integrate, take this dt over here. So I will integrate only dt from 0 to capital T minus cos 2 omega t dt. Okay, and then I will integrate also this from 0 to t. You are doing it for a full function, and that is cos 2 omega. Remember, this is not cos square, it is cos 2 omega dt. Okay, so here you can use right away. Okay, and you don't have to prove beyond that. So here you can just say since integral of 0 to t cos 2 omega t dt is equal to 0. Now why it is 0? Why it is 0? Remember, this is cos 2 omega t, not square. That means the function, the graph will look like this. This is cos function. The graph still looks like this. So when you find the area from 0 to t, this is 0 to t by 4, positive area. From t by 4, this is t by 2. Then this is 3t by 2. And then this is t. So positive, this 2 and this. See, this cancels, this cancels. Correct? So cos function, full cycle, average value is 0. Okay, so you can just right away use this. So this term over a full cycle will become 0. So only this, the first term survives. So what will I have? I have I square average will be equal to I naught square will be equal to I naught square by 2t. Okay, and then integral from 0 to t dt, that is also t. This term will also give you t. This t will get cancelled out. So what will you get? You will get I naught square by 2. Okay. Now remember, we did the square. Now we found the mean also, and now it's time to take the root of that. Okay. So how do you take the root of that? Come over here in the middle section. So IRMS is basically square root of I square average. And what is I square average? I square average is I naught square by 2, root over of that. And hence I got the result I naught by root 2. This is the value of IRMS. Okay. And similarly, you can also prove ERMS will be equal to E naught divided by root 2. So this is the derivation for RMS value. And now I am going to focus on the physical significance of RMS. Why we have to study the concept of RMS. Pause the video and take a note of this. Okay, now moving ahead. When an alternating current flows through a resistance, this is the symbol of alternating supply, alternating voltage supply, which is generating a current which is in the form of I naught sin omega t or I naught cos omega t. Okay. So when a current flows through a resistance, if I have to know, see at the end, what matters in electricity is how much load we are getting, how much potential, because this resistance is the appliance. Okay, the resistance which we put is the appliance. So how much it is going to consume, the rate of energy, or we call it power. Now if you consider the power formula is I square R. I don't want to find what is the power at one instant, because when I run an appliance, it's overall, I run it for a longer time. So I want to know that over one cycle, how much it is given as average value to me. Now if I have to find the average of power, remember resistance is constant. So if resistance is constant, my power depends on I square. That means I have to find the average of I square. Correct? So I have to square and then I have to find the average of current. So when I find the average of current, I can find the power over average over one cycle. So that means this is equal to I average square into R. And what is I average square? I average square is nothing but I RMS. I square average. And I square average is, okay, I wrote it over here. Okay. I square average, if you remember here, I RMS was equal to root over of I square average, and that is equal to I RMS square is equal to I square average. Correct? This is what I wrote. So that means what I am finding is the square of the RMS current. Now RMS, I square average, it sounds bad to say every time I average, I square average, I square average, I square average. So we use another word RMS. What is RMS? RMS is the root of average value. So when you want to find the power, you have to just put the RMS current and square it. So when you put the RMS current and square it, basically what you have found, you have taken the concept of I square average. So you put the value of RMS current and square it. This is what you will get. Okay. So this is the reason why we find the RMS current. The root means square current. What does it mean? It means this. Just think about it like this. If I have an alternating supply, and let us say over one average cycle I RMS current has flown through it, then across the resistance it will create a power, and that power will have a value of I RMS square R, or the rate at which the energy is supplied will be equal to I RMS square R. Now why we need to know RMS? Suppose if I have to consider the same resistance, but I am dealing it in a DC current. A DC current supplies a constant current. But my intention is this. My intention is that I want in a given cycle. What is a given cycle? 0 to t. I want that in a time interval from 0 to t, this resistance should dissipate the same amount of heat. Then what should be the value of that DC current? So now since I know the RMS, so that DC current must be equal to I RMS current. Okay? Let's say the DC current must be equal to I RMS current. If I supply the DC current which is exactly equal to RMS current, then the heat dissipated over a time interval from 0 to t in alternating cycle, in alternating current and in direct current, the heat dissipation eventually will be same. Okay? And that is the reason why RMS current is also known as a virtual current. Okay? It's a current which is not actually flowing in the circuit, but we think when we relate the AC circuit with the DC, we always relate with the help of RMS current. So we think that as if there is a RMS current flowing, is doing the same job of that of DC current. Okay, and hence the RMS current is also referred as virtual current also. Okay, and some books also refer this as effective current. Okay, remember there is nothing called RMS current flowing in circuit called alternating circuit. There is nothing called RMS current flowing. It is just a average of a square function. So we just imagine that it's a virtual current might be flowing, which is doing the same job of that of DC circuit. Okay. So this is the whole idea of RMS current and average current. Here, just make a note. This is very important. It could be for entrance purpose or for any interview purpose. We have just found the RMS current over a full cycle. So we square, we have to square it, correct? So after squaring it, it looks like this. So we found the entire cycle 0 to t. Trust me, if you find the RMS current over half cycle also, you will get the same result. You will get the same result. Okay? Because ultimately what you are doing, you are finding this area divided by this distance for average. What we derived, we did this plus this divided by this. So if A plus A divided by this plus this divided by this entire length must be equal to only this divided by this one. Because symmetry says that this is exactly half. Okay? So even if you derive, you will get the same result. Okay? Because every time you are when you are integrating, you are integrating at the top also, you are integrating at the bottom also. Okay? To find the average. So even if you find from 0 to t by 4, and then divide by this much base only, the base is this, to get the same answer. So make a note that even if we have derived it from 0 to t, but result is same even if you derive it from 0 to t by 2 or 0 to t by 4. Okay? So that's the whole idea over here. This E naught or I naught, which I wrote over here somewhere, okay, that the RMS value, the expression of RMS value which I wrote as I naught by root 2. This I naught or E naught is called the peak value. What is peak value? This is called peak value. So this is called the peak value. What is the maximum current it can offer to me? So this is called the peak value. Okay, this is called I naught. So remember, RMS current is 1 by root 2 times of the peak current. Don't forget this. Okay. Okay, that's it. We will continue from here in the next class. Thank you for watching.